Wildfires can start and spread in just the blink of an eye, and just quicker than you know it, because it only takes just a few ingredients for them to get started. So sparks are definitely required for wildfires to start, of course, but sparks can be man-made and also naturally made. So man-made materials would include, cigarette butts being thrown out the window, or even just from a campfire that someone is lighting up in their backyard. Those sparks can fly anywhere in any which direction, latch onto that dead vegetation, and that can spread rapidly, especially if you have gusty winds involved and if relative humidity levels are extremely, extremely dry, and even dangerously dry, like they have been the past several days. And so it's going to be important to remember, even for the next several days across Florida, we'll still have these dry conditions. You'll want to keep that in mind. But you also might be wondering, what is the difference between a fire weather watch versus a fire weather warning, also known as a red flag warning? Well, watches are issued 24 to 48 hours in advance of when the event will take place. That event being those favorable conditions are forecasted for a specific time frame. So it could be, the next 24 to 48 hours out, of course. But in the meantime, you don't want to have any open flames, and you want to be as careful as possible, especially when a watch is issued, and especially when a red flag warning is issued. Now, red flag warning, it requires three kinds of criteria. It requires really low relative humidity levels. So in North Florida specifically, for that criteria to be met, you need relative humidity less than 28%. Sustained winds have to be greater than 15 miles an hour throughout the day. And also that fire risk has to be moderate, so level 2 out of 5 of a risk for fires to spread pretty rapidly. Now, across the peninsula, the factors and the criteria change just a little bit. So along the peninsula, if that humidity level is less than 35%, that's when that red flag warning is issued. However, other statements can be issued, such as special weather statements, that could still involve an elevated fire risk, just depending on whether or not all the criteria are met. So a watch, you really just need to be prepared and look out for potential warning, and also not have an open flame in place. Whereas a warning, that is when those favorable conditions will already begin and cause the potential for fires to start rapidly and spread rapidly. Just as a reminder, those favorable conditions include really low relative humidity levels and also some gusty and breezy conditions. Also, calm winds can really start to spread those flames rapidly too. It just takes a little bit of wind to get them going. And since we have this ongoing drought, that's definitely another huge factor that we're looking into, and that we'll keep you guys updated with, because with the really dry soil and the really low relative humidity, that's going to make those fires more favorable to begin.